Hi YouTube, this is Vanji, and as promised, I'm here with Miss Megan Salazar. She's a registered dietitian, and also she has a bachelor's from the University of Colorado and the University of Northern Colorado of Dietetics and Psychology. So all the emails that you send me, and I selected some questions that that I thought that was very important, that many of you was constantly asking me, and we want to go ahead and ask her, and let's see what we learned today. So, hi.
Hi, Randy.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine. A lot of people email me and they just wanted to know what are calories.
What are calories? So the most simple way to explain calories is that calories are energy. That's all they are. I mean, there's more scientific explanation, but just in layman's terms, calories are energy. Now, there's some calories that provide better energy than others. So, for example, like fat calories are 9 calories per gram. Okay, versus protein and carbohydrates are 4 calories per gram. That doesn't mean that you should eat less fat necessarily because they're a higher amount of calories, but that just gives you an example that some foods do have higher calories or more energy to them than others.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And I have a second question that I thought I was very interested in. This person asks, when I eat more than I need, what happened to the extra calories?
That's a good question. So it kind of depends on what the type of calories are, but generally if you're not moving enough and you're eating more than you should be, then the extra calories are going to go to fat storage, because we have basically 2 storage places for calories: our liver and muscles, that's one place, and then our fat. Okay, so when our liver and our muscles are full, then everything extra goes to fat storage if it's not already used for energy right then and there.
Good. And how many calories, somebody is right, that how many calories do I need to burn to lose a pound of weight?
So I love the calories question because there's always this debate of calories in, calories out. Okay, so technically a pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So we've always had this equation in the back of our mind of we need to have a deficit of 500 calories a day, 7 days a week to get 3,500 calories in order to lose a pound of fat. However, that calorie in, calorie out measure is very imperfect, because you could eat 2,000, your calories per day is 2,000 calories. So you could eat 2,000 calories a day, maybe have a deficit of 1,500. But if what you're eating is sugar, refined carbohydrates, trans fats, too much saturated fat, from doing too many fried foods, that is going to have a negative impact on not just your health, but your weight as well. Whereas if you're eating 1,500 calories of non-starchy vegetables, proteins, nuts and seeds, to whole, some fruits and some starches, then your body is going to be able to burn those calories so much differently. Plus, there's so much more that comes into play, in terms of hormones that also affect how our metabolism works. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes complete sense. Wow, I didn't even know that. So there's another question that somebody asked. It says, why count calories? Can I eat healthy without having to count them?
Absolutely. So one thing I always suggest is trying to get into a lifestyle type of behaviors, and a lot of that means making small changes. Sometimes that means counting calories at first to determine if you are overeating or even under-eating your calories, and tracking to see where those calories are coming from. But doing it long-term is not necessary whatsoever. Like, you really need to be paying attention to the quality of what you're eating, not the quantity of what you're eating. So it's really trying to incorporate the whole foods as much as you can. If it comes from a plant or it eats plant, eat it. If it's made in a plant, don't eat that. That should be more of how we should be living. That way it's more intuitive and, mindful of what we're doing, instead of just, this is so many calories, but hey, it's not made of good ingredients. That kind of approach.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's very interesting. And I have this question that a person asked also, that they said, I was making good progress toward my health weight goal, but all of a sudden the pounds aren't coming off anymore. What should I do to get past this hurdle?
Keep going. So the way that the whole change in the body happens is that when you start exercising more and you change your diet, all of a sudden your body then shifts the balance to, okay, I need to lose more weight. But your body wants homeostasis, which means to stay the same. So eventually your metabolism and everything will adjust to what you're doing. So then you have this plateau that happens. So then you have to kind of slightly adjust what you're doing, add in maybe 15 more minutes of exercise a day to decreasing your calories by 100 or 150 per day or something like that. Or changing the types of calories that you're eating, or changing the time of day you're eating. There's a bunch of different things that you can do, but basically you have to keep continually changing, and that's why you don't want to deplete your calories and do too low of calories at the start, because then you have nowhere to go. Right?
Yes, that made completely sense. That made completely sense. So you shift and you keep on going. Right. Okay. Yeah. And there's one that, you know, kind of worried me, and she said, I am consuming 500 calories a day and I feel fine and with energy. Would eating way less calories cause damage to my body?
Absolutely. So everybody has what's called a basal metabolic rate. So the basal metabolic rate is how many calories your body needs to sustain its organs, including your thyroid, which thyroid is very important in metabolism, sex hormones, to a whole host of other things. So when you're doing too low of calories for too long, your body starts shutting down those organs. Your skin doesn't work as well, your hair doesn't work well, your eyes don't work as well. And along with the thyroid, sex hormones, especially if you do it for too long of time. So while she may have energy now, it's eventually going to be depleted. And then often what happens is people lose weight with that very dramatically, but because of the drop in the metabolism, then they also regain it very quickly and regain more, because their body is then compensating by saying, you actually need more hunger hormones because I'm not getting everything I need. So you need to be eating and finding that calorie balance, you know, that works to make everything work the way it should without actually taking a detriment to your health as a result. Because really, I mean, all of us are, you know, striving towards this weight goal, but weight is just a number on the scale. It doesn't define who we are. Kind of like, you know, you're saying love yourself. Like, that's the first thing we need to do, absolutely, and recognize that what we're trying to change with this weight and calorie goals is to change how we feel, not necessarily what the scale says we should feel.
That's a very good. That's very good, because I used to be a scale phobic before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't recommend weighing yourself every day whatsoever.
And the last question that I have right here, it says, if I'm losing weight, counting calories, so should I have to exercise also?
Yes, absolutely. One main reason is that when you're losing weight, you want to make sure you don't lose too much muscle. And strength training can help with increasing that muscle. So it's not necessarily doing lots of cardio or lots of strength training, but definitely adding strength training moves. The other reason is that it helps exercise the heart and lungs, and also improving that muscle tension, which helps for most women in osteoporosis and preventing that. So exercise has more benefits than just losing weight. It should be something that's part of your lifestyle. Now, it doesn't have to be exercise like I was saying, like extreme amounts, but 30 minutes a day, just getting a walk in, to doing some basic movements, to a variety of things. And it will also help lose weight more and help lose weight for the long term. Because when you have more of that muscle and that active basis, then you're going to be able to keep it off longer.
Oh, okay, thank you. You know, thank you so much, Megan, for this interview, and, you know, answering questions of our YouTube viewers. And you can find Megan, for you those in Colorado, in Lifetime Fitness in Westminster off of I-25 and 144th. Lifetime Fitness, the best gym ever, guys. Megan Salazar, registered dietitian. Thank you, YouTube. See you next week.